What's good? It is Ronan the Traveler. Man, I just got an email from her brother. He said, man, please answer this for me. Should I bring my foreign girlfriend back to the States? I don't know if he's here in the Dominican Republic. I don't know if he's in Brazil. I don't know. But I guess this goes for any of them. So I'm going to tell you some pros, some cons, and what I actually think about it. This is Civil War talk, because in the traveling community, you got one set of brothers say, never bring them back. Go live over there with them. But on the other side, you got brothers saying, hey, look, I have a good job in the United States. I just want a good woman. I have my house, got everything. Not everybody wants to live in these countries. So let me start with this though. I have 3 family members that's married to foreign women. One of my uncles is married to a Dominican. He's been married to her for a long time. This is my great uncle. He is married to a Japanese woman. And one of my cousins is married to a Cuban woman. But these men all had the means to keep the woman at home. They all own businesses. So their wives are not mingling with the cancer of the United States, because the United States has a cancer. The good thing is I'm seeing that the cancer is eating itself, and some people are saying, hey man, maybe we're doing the wrong thing. So let's get into it. First, let's look at a few cons to this, man. When you bring somebody over to the United States, man, you definitely got to keep her away from the outside cancer that I was speaking of, because these other women will latch on to it. I know Eddie Murphy had this skit that he did in one of his comedies. I think it was in Raw, I think. And he talked about getting this African woman, and she came over, and the American girls got to her. She come home, and what have you done for me lately? If you're going to bring a woman back, man, you got to make sure you vet her right. That I talk about it, man. She's running for political office, and you need to make sure that you vet her. But look, I'm no expert. There's people. I'm just a dude just like you. I'm just giving you my take on it. So make sure that you understand these cultural differences, man, because these are important. And they can lead to misunderstandings and conflict, man. What you might consider normal in her culture, she might not look at that as abnormal, and it might be unacceptable, and vice versa, man. So you got to keep an open mind and remember the culture. Next thing, man, you got to make sure that y'all can understand each other. There's many language barriers. If your girlfriend or wife is not an English speaker, communication can be challenging, man. Misunderstandings will occur. Definitely. Next thing, man, immigration issues. Bringing your wife or girlfriend back to America can lead to a complicated process, and it will involve paperwork. You will pay money. You have to pay all kind of fees. You have all these interviews, and it's important to be aware of the legal requirements. Meaning, if that woman run off on you, you're liable for her for years. I think forever, but I'm not really sure. Next thing, remember, when you bring in one of these women back to the United States, her family will pressure her. She's obligated. Foreigners are not like us in the United States. In the United States, we take care of ourselves. Family's not even close most of the time. But when you deal with a foreigner, she's going to help her family. Meaning she's going to be in your pocket, sending it back overseas. You got to remember that. That's one important thing that you got to look at. So, I always got a little story time. Let me tell you. Because people always ask me that. And I get this comment a lot. Look, Ron, these women only want you for a green card. I've only had one chick out of all the chicks I deal with. So the woman I deal with now, she has her passport and she got the visa. She can go to the United States for 90 days. She can come for 3 months. And the banker I was dating before her, she had the same thing. Some of these people can get it if they come from good standings and they own a house, and Dominican Republic got its own things but those two women could both travel to the United States. But one of the first chicks I met, she was the only one that asked me something like this. And let me tell you what this chick did, man. This is crazy. So I was home in the United States, and I'm in my job, and I'm chilling. We in our morning real estate meeting. My phone starts to ring. I look at it. It is a Dominican Republic number, but I don't recognize it. I shut it off. It rings again, and it just keeps ringing. And I pick it up, and it's a lawyer, and he tells me, he said, "Look, I want to talk to you. I have in my office." He tell me the girl name, and I'm like, "What?" He like, "You need to send me $350, and I can start the process to get her a visa." I'm like, "Dude, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm at work." I hung up. She was pissed at me, and when I talked, I'm like, "What are you trying to do?" She's like, "I want to come to the United States. I ain't never told you nothing." Because first thing I ask a woman, "Do you have family in the United States?" Because that's how I start weeding it out. I'm like, "Do you have family in the United States?" First thing I ask her. And she tell me, "Yes, I got some family in Brooklyn or in New Jersey or whatever." I'm like, "Okay." Then I start looking at them. I'm like, "Oh, I'm not bringing her then." I don't give a person got to come in my life. I don't give a person anything. You have to offer something to me, and then I offer you something. But she wanted me to get her a green card to come over here. Now, I left her alone immediately. That's how you can tell if you got good ones or not. You will know quick. People always say, "How can you tell if you got a good one or a bad one?" Let me tell you, those bad ones gonna want to take. They don't want to give. Whether you any country you in, they want to take from you, and they don't offer nothing. All right, next, man. I don't want to go off in the tangent, but I'm trying to answer this brother. So the pros. This something I like, and I experienced that being over here with her. That cultural exchange. When you're dating someone from a different country, is a good opportunity to learn about their culture and their language. In the house, she only speaks to me in Spanish, man. It has made my Spanish 10 times better. I'm starting now to understand Spanish way better. I was taking Pimsleur and Duolingo and all these things and watching YouTube videos, but man, when you're here in the thick of it, it is a win-win. And she can speak English good because she took it in college. She speaks English really good. Her and her brother, they speak perfect English. And look, here's another thing. It's a unique experience dating somebody from a foreign country, man. And it can show you a lot of good things, man, about their traditions, how they cook food, their customs, and you can develop a strong bond with somebody. So those are a few pros. Now, what do I think of it personally? I would prefer just me and me and her and me and the banker used to have these discussions. I would prefer us stay in whatever country you're dating. That's my own personal. So keep them in their countries, but if you insist on doing it, I would just be careful and make sure, man, this is part of that vetting process, man. If you vet them right, I think you'll be okay. And keep them away from Americans, man. American culture is BS. It is terrible. It is a plague. The way they see things in America is backwards, man. Last time I was in America, I saw a dude 6'5" with booty shorts on. I mean, America is going in a whole different direction that I'm just not with. So my take on it is leave them where they at if you can't afford it. I mean, you know, because it costs to be the boss. If you can't afford to keep her in the house or have some kind of business for her to do, if she got to go get a job at Walmart or one of these places, man, I don't think it's a good move, man. Because I tell you, man, American culture is bad. So, but if you got enough money where you can take care of her and provide, I think you'll be okay. But if you're gonna, if you don't have that much money, so this is something you have to seek out, man. But my advice, keep them in their country. If you bring them, make sure you got enough bread, and you will be good, man. So that's all I wanted to answer that, man. Look, what do you think, brothers? Put it in the descriptions, man. I mean, put it in the comments. I'm gonna put it in the comments. What I was about to say is the Facebook group is in the description. But what do you guys think? I want to know what the brothers got to think on this, man, because I tell you, man, this starts fights. This is Civil War talk. So I'm out.